So hello and welcome again. In this introductory Go tutorial, I'd like to talk a little bit about life and death situations. And specifically, I'd like to talk about the number of liberties that different formations have. And I'll be analyzing now whether these formations, these stones, are able to live or whether they are going to be dead or even unsettled, and I will be explaining what that means. So as you can see over here in this very basic formation over here, we can see that these black stones are surrounded by white. And the question right now is the following: are these black stones now alive or dead? And the thing is that these stones are dead. There is only one liberty in here. And black, of course, is not able to play in here. Would also not make a lot of sense. It's not allowed to play in here because that would be suicide. We would be taking the last liberty of the formation. So there's nothing that black can do here. But however, white is able to play. And when white plays in here, it takes the last liberty of these stones. And then those black stones are all captured. Now, that is a very trivial case, and of course there are also two other similar situations that I would like to show you. I'm going to move the board over right now. Here on the side of the board, you also have one liberty here. The situation is exactly the same. Black is not allowed to play, also would not make much sense anyway, and white is able to play in here to take away these stones, and likewise the same thing can be done here also in the corner. So as a general rule, if there is one liberty inside a formation, then this formation is said to be dead. Here we have now a situation in which there are two liberties, and the black stones over here, they are a formation, and the question is now, are these stones, now these black stones, are they dead or are they alive? And with two liberties, these stones are also dead. And I will now show you why this is the case. Well, of course, if black were to play in here, which would not make sense, but let's say that this is something that we would like to explore now, we would be reducing it down to one liberty, and then we have the same situation just like before. White, however, is able to play in here, and it reduces the liberty as well. And then black could theoretically now capture the white stone here, but then we're again back here with only one liberty. And then when white is going to play, then all of these black stones are dead. Okay, so two liberties do not save the formation. And even if black were not to play in there, white could play. And then later on white could play again, and then those stones would yet again be dead. Now let us explore the case with three liberties in a row. Just like before, but we keep on extending the number of liberties here. Are the black stones now alive or are dead? Well, this is the first time when we have a situation that we call unsettled. The formation is unsettled. And what does this mean? It means it depends now whose turn it is to play, and this decides whether the formation is alive or is dead. I will now show this to you. If it is white's turn to play, and if white plays in here, then the whole formation is dead. And if black were to play here, then the whole formation is alive. So, and if none of these two have played, then it's still unsettled. Now let me explain why this is the case. If white were to play in here, then we have the following situation. Then we have two liberties over here, which can be filled. If black were to play in here, which would not make sense, but that is a theoretical possibility, we're back down to one liberty. And if black were to play here again, the white stone is captured. Then it is white would play, it would go in here, and then all of those black stones are gone. If it is black's turn to play, then black would play in here, and this creates two eyes. And if a formation has two eyes, then all of these stones cannot be caught anymore, and they are alive. I will now show you why this is the case. There are two eyes here. White is not able to play in here because that would be suicide. The same thing is over here. This means it is not possible for white to capture these stones. And of course, black is not going to fill in and destroy its own eyes. So if there is a formation with 2 eyes, then the formation is said to be alive because it is not possible for white to capture the stones. Placing a stone in here would be suicide, and there is still over here a liberty. So this formation is still unsettled, and this means that whether the black stones live or die depends on whose turn it is to play. Here we have a formation with 4 liberties, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 4 liberties in a row causes the black stones to be alive. And I will show you now why this is the case. It does not matter whether white or black is to play first. If black is to play first, black would play either here or here. It's basically the same thing, because this creates 2 eyes, and then the formation cannot be captured anymore by white, because white cannot play in here. That would be suicide. And if white were to play over here, then essentially we still have a liberty here, and white cannot fill in here, because that again would be suicide. So this means that this formation over here has 2 eyes, therefore it cannot be caught. Now, what happens if white were to play first? If white were to play first, then the situation is the same. Then black would play over here, and we still have 2 eyes. So this means that 4 liberties in a row allow all of those black stones to live. Now, if, however, those black stones started to form around after there was a white one already here, then the situation, of course, becomes unsettled, because now now it depends essentially whose turn it is to play. If it is white's turn to play, then white would play over here, and then it's not possible anymore to make 2 eyes. And if it is black's turn to play, then black would, of course, play here. There are 2 eyes, and all of those stones would live. So basically, as a general rule, 4 liberties in a row cause the formation to be alive. And if there is, however, already 1 white stone in here when the formation was formed, then the whole situation becomes again unsettled, and it depends on whose turn it is to play. So this is 4 liberties in a row, and now let's try the whole thing with 5 liberties in a row. Well, if 4 liberties are alive, then 5 liberties are also alive. And here we have the situation that black has now even more possibilities to play. You can play here, here, here. There are 3 positions to play to make 2 eyes, and it is impossible for white to prevent that from happening. If white were to play over here, for example, then black would play here. We have 2 eyes, and it does not matter where white plays, there would always be 2 eyes. So it's kind of obvious, if 4 liberties allow formation to be alive, then 5 and even more liberties do so as well. Okay, so these were right now the whole bunch of formations with closed spaces, and in a different video I'm going to explain to you the whole situation with open formations, and this means when the sides over here are not enclosed, and there are again a couple of interesting variations to be discussed. Okay, so for example, this would be an open formation, but there is a different video that I made on that. Okay, I wish you a nice day. Bye bye.